welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's time once again to continue going through this big stamp album that I got at the Sussex Flea Market for only $25. Now, we've done 2 videos on this already, and we've gone through this much of the book. That took us to the end of the countries with M, and so today we're going to start with the countries starting with N and see how far we can get. Well, make sure you like, you subscribe, you leave positive comments, you share with other people, you put the notification bell on, and hype. It's a new thing. Not all countries, I guess, have access to it as I'm reading, but those of you that do, within the last 7 days, any videos that I post and you watch, you have the ability to hype, which promotes the channel, which gets more people watching, which gets more people involved, which is wonderful, and also helps out with the Stamp of the Month giveaways. And what's a Stamp of the Month giveaway? Well, every month I do a giveaway here, and I'm partnered with a lot of different people that have generously agreed to contribute to the channel, including Liverpool Stamps, who gives you a discount code of TDG20, which if you use that, you get 20% off your order at liverpoolstamps.co.uk. And you also get a couple free gifts, like a free penny red and something that goes with the Stamp of the Month theme of that month if you're ordering it. So this month's theme is trains. If you go to the Stamp of the Month video that talks about Labor Day and trains, put in the keyword that I've asked you to, you got a chance to win a big giveaway prize too. And it grows as the month goes. So by the end of the month when I'm doing the giveaway, I kind of show what's in there again, because what I showed in that first video is not the complete amount that it'll be by the end of the video. All right, that gives you a goal, something to do after. You want to go watch that video, you want to hype the videos that I'm putting out right now, and there are a lot of videos that are being created right now because I'm on vacation, so I'm doing a bunch of other things too. So some of these videos will come out at a later time. I'm just filming the content. I don't necessarily have the time to edit everything as I'm on vacation and I'm doing lots of stuff, so you'll see lots of different things coming out. But today we're talking about stamps, and we're going to look at this album starting with the letter N. So let's begin with Nepal, and as I can see, there is only one stamp right now from Nepal in this book. But then we move over to the Netherlands. You can see the little write up there at the top about it, and then a few of the stamps, some earlier ones in here. There's another scouting stamp. One of the things too that might be interesting in these comments is if you start writing in what sort of themes you're interested in. What are the things that you guys are collecting right now? Because maybe it'll make an appearance on Stamp of the Month as a future idea. I have the rest of this year already in place, what I'm going to be doing, but always can take suggestions and start thinking about ideas for the future, for next year, as we hope to have these. Oh, there's a nice Europa stamp. Have these giveaways continue every month. One of the things someone had commented was it's nice to see some of the countries that don't exist anymore that are in here. Not specifically talking about the Netherlands, because it certainly does exist, but just a thought as we're talking about stamps. Even the little write-ups at the top about new countries. Sometimes there's a flag there that isn't representative of the current country. New Caledonia there, just the one. And here we go, New Zealand. I like to give focus on some of those earlier stamps. It's a nice Kiwi stamp. We have coronation stamps there. I know there are lots of people that collect monarchies and monarchs on stamps, specific ones. Maybe it's Queen Elizabeth II, maybe it's one of the Georges, who knows, but there are people that do that. And of course, those that collect flower stamps. There's one that's unfolded a little bit, unfortunately. Christmas stamps, nativity, religious themes. Just as we're going through these pages alone, maybe books on stamps. There's a train on stamps. Maybe that belongs in the giveaway. Another nice kiwi with an overprint with the official on there. Nicaragua. There's one down there at the bottom. And I've had comments asking if I am going to continue with my father's stamp for the Americas. Yes, I am. I'm just taking a little bit of a break while we go through this book. Also recharges my batteries a little bit about continuing with other ones. But yes, so we will continue with that. This week I'm doing lots of traveling and taking a bunch of different things. Certainly car shows are very prevalent. And there's a lot of festivals that I'm not able to get to, unfortunately. Some that I've covered in the past year, so I don't mind not getting to them this year because I know I've covered them in the past in order to find something else. And with the good weather that we've had, it's nice to be able to travel a little bit further away and catch some other things in other cities and towns and villages. Because there's a lot of things going on in the Maritimes in the summer. And yes, there are things going on in other seasons too. But specifically, it's nice to travel when there's not snow and ice on the road, or the potential thereof. So spring, summer, fall, great time to travel. Winter, I stay a little closer to home. Northern Rhodesia, Norway. Interesting one there. Oops. And if you watch Fox Ridge Philately, he's doing a bit of a northern tour now with Norway, I believe, is one of the countries that he is visiting. So he's been showing some things from there. I noticed that there was a post about mail delivery in Sweden when he was in Stockholm on a bicycle. Something we don't see here in Canada. It's always fascinating to go to other countries and see how they do things just a little bit different. Maybe we have a chance to learn from those countries too. Pakistan here. There's a couple stamps to go with them. Newer ones there. Animals on stamps are always popular too. Stamps here for Papua New Guinea, a couple for Paraguay though. I slid into another one there. Space on stamps, we've done that as a theme in the past. Very popular. Olympics, we've done that as a theme. Maybe we could break it down into different sports. That could be an interesting topic. no shortage, I think, of different themes we can talk about. Even in ones that seem to be somewhat repetitive, you can always change it around. Maybe flags on stamps. That'd be interesting too. Persia. Peru. Again, oh, there's another nice train stamp for Peru. Long neck animal there for Snail Mail with Smokey, one of his favorite collections. Philippines. Papacy on stamps. There's a lot of stamps with the Pope on them. Scouting stamp. Pitcairn Islands, Poland. Fortunate enough to have a good collection of Poland. My father had a good supply. Uncle who was from Poland. Seems to be a decent amount of Polish stamps in this album too. On stamps, skiing on stamps. Boxing. I'd gotten some stamps from Stephen Whitney in Montana, and he had them all by theme. Nice gifts. Really nice elephants on stamps. They were nice ones to see. Oh, mushrooms on stamps there for Steve in Australia. Canada Post has put out some beautiful new fungi stamps designed by Jocelyn here in town. Bugs on stamps. Ooh, snakes on stamps. For those of you who don't like snakes, sorry about that. There's some dogs on stamps. I know I forgot those stamps for sure. Basketball on stamps. Horses on stamps. More Olympics. This person also had a good collection of Polish stamps. It's making me think we are not going to get through this album today. There may be a part 4. We are only at P at this stage of the video. Those are nice stamps. stamps will be a nice theme when it comes. Castles on stamps. All right, Smokey, there's the ultimate long-necked animal for you. Do you have that one in your collection? You probably do. It's also nice that over the years, I've gotten to know a bunch of different people and gotten to know what they collect. So as I see stamps, it reminds me of those people. Hitler on stamps, there's certainly people that collect those. As I've stated before, it's a part of history, so should be part of your collection, I guess, in order to be a completionist. But if you decide that you don't want that, you don't want Stalin, you don't want Mussolini and many other dictators that have their images on stamps, then that's your prerogative too. Portugal. Interesting ones there. And more scouting stamps. More Europa stamps. Guinea, Portuguese India, maps on stamps. More scouting stamps there for Qatar. Oh, just a note, Prince Edward Island was in here, but there wasn't any stamps. Just as there wasn't for New Brunswick or Nova Scotia. That would be a nice find though. Rhodesia. Romania, there's a couple stamps. A couple space stamps. With cosmonauts on them. Think back to the very first part of this video, not this one, but part A, when I was starting with the A's and how quickly I went through the stamps and how many countries we covered, but didn't get a real glimpse of the stamps that were in there because I went way too fast. So I think it's better to break it up into many parts in order to get a better look at what's actually in this book. So thank you to everybody who commented that they'd like me to go a little slower, so they could see things a little bit clearer. More mushrooms on stamps. Which I now know I will not make it through this book today. There will be another part. Because we're only at our trains on stamps. seahorses on stamps. Or dogs. These were those cosmonaut stamps I think belonged. We could do cats on stamps. Lots of people love cats. Maybe not as many like snakes. There's birds on stamps. What is going on with this stamp? It looks like the cow is wearing a hat and a clothing. All of them. Animals dressed up. That would be an interesting theme. Warthog. I am thinking more and more about art on stamps, but it seems to be a lot of countries have it. Miranda. Russia. How many stamps are we going to have in here from Russia? One there, I guess. Nice. Those of you that are waiting for me to show the United States, it's going to be in another video. We're not going to make it to you today. I think we're going to draw this video to a close here after I finish R. So N through R. Nice big stamps, wow. Four bears, a moose. Rwanda. Abraham Lincoln. And that brings us to the end of our... I really thought that at the start of this video that today was going to be the day that I finished that book. We still have this much still to get through, so that'll have to be saved for another week as, yeah, that's all we're getting today. It's a good sized video. I don't like to have them go too long over, and so we'll wait for another week to continue this journey through the $25 stamp album. Well, that's going to be it for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Make sure, like I said, that you like, you subscribe, you leave a positive comment, you hype, and you put the notification bell on so you can see all the other things that are going on. And as I continue my vacation, I will be continuing to film and take you along on some of the journey. All right, you guys, have a magical week. What, Polo?
you say? Like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends?
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye. Please make sure that you go and watch the Stamp of the Month winner for the month of August. I still haven't heard back from the winner, and I would love to get their address so I can mail off their prize pack here. So maybe it's you. So go check to see if it is, and then you can send me an email or a message on Instagram letting me know your address. Thank you very much.